This is part 1 of 7 in my beginner sports photography series. And don't worry, it's always going to be part 1. Every video is like a little starter pack, 20 quick tips, a bit of humor, and just enough sarcasm to keep it interesting. It doesn't matter if you're watching this first, last, or completely out of order, you'll still walk away with something that you can use at your next game. The split second before something happening can be just as powerful as the action itself. A batter winding up, a sprinter poised in the blocks, a tennis player bouncing the ball before the serve. These moments drip with anticipation. Frame tightly, focus on the player's expression or body posture, and freeze that exact breath before the storm. Viewers will instinctively feel the tension that you've captured. In many sports, the goalkeeper is a gold mine of moments. Spectacular saves, furious instructions to the teammates, or the quiet focus before a penalty. Position yourself so that you can see both their reactions and the play coming toward them. Don't just wait for the big saves. Small gestures like pointing out marks or adjusting gloves can also make for compelling stories. Light can make or break your shot. If the play moves into the shadow or harsh light, consider moving yourself instead of just adjusting settings. A slight change in position can turn a flat, washed out moment into something vibrant and dimensional. Pay attention to where the sun is, how shadows are falling, and whether or not you can use them creatively. In team sports, passing often telegraphs itself. A quick glance, a change in body angle, or a shift in weight can be all signals where the ball is headed. By reading these cues, you can focus your lens on where the action is going to be, not where it currently is. This anticipation gives you a head start on everyone still chasing the current play. Burst mode is a gift, but only when used with purpose. Spraying the shutter at every single moment just clogs your memory card and your editing time. Instead, reserve it for peak action sequences, a jump shot, a goal attempt, a dive. Fire in short controlled bursts to catch the exact frame without overwhelming yourself later. Dust, fingerprints, or a raindrop right in the middle of your lens can ruin an otherwise perfect shot. Carry a microfiber cloth and use it between plays. In dusty or wet conditions, check more often. It is easy to forget until you get home, and then you realize all your shots have a mystery blur in the corner. Spend time looking at the work of sports photography legends. Notice how they frame their subjects, how they use light, and how they capture emotion. Try to reverse engineer the settings that they might have used and then practice on those techniques in your own work. Over time, you will develop your own style while building unproven methods. Black and white photography strips away distractions and makes viewers focus on shape, texture, and emotion. It works especially well for gritty, high-contrast sports scenes or moments heavy with emotion. You can shoot in color and convert later, or shoot directly in monochrome to train your eye for tones instead of hues. If you've been in the same spot for more than 15 minutes, you might be missing something elsewhere. Move to a new angle, a higher perch, or down at the ground level. Changing your position regularly keeps your shots fresh and covers more of the story. Small pieces like lens caps, batteries, and memory cards are very easy to misplace in the chaos of a game. Use the same pocket or pouch for each item so you always know where it is. This reduces fumbling and lets you stay focused on the action. Placing something between you and your subject, another player, a fence, a piece of equipment, can create a soft blur in the foreground. This will add depth and a sense of intimacy, like the viewer is peeking into the scene. It's especially effective for isolating a subject in a busy environment. Referees often give subtle clues before a big call, reaching for a card, raising the whistle, or pointing to the spot. Learning to read these signals gives you a few extra seconds to get into position for the reaction shot. Some sport moments just fit better vertically. A volleyball spike, a basketball dunk, or a high jump. Vertical framing can emphasize height and isolate the action from the background. Switch the orientation often to make your coverage feel more dynamic. Long hours with heavy gear can take a toll, so use a comfortable strap, harness, or belt system to distribute weight evenly. Stretch between breaks and be mindful of your posture while shooting. Healthy photographers last longer in the game. The play might be over, but the story isn't. Right after a big moment, say a goal, a save, or a missed opportunity, the emotions are often at their most unfiltered. The scorer might break into a huge grin or leap into a teammate's arms. The defender who missed the tackle might slump, hang their head, or just look skyward in frustration. Coaches, benches, and fans often react just as strongly. Keep shooting after the whistle or the point, because these moments carry the weight of the play and reveal the human side of the competition. Often enough, it's the reaction that people will remember the most, and not the moment itself. In sports, focus lag can be the difference between nailing the shot and missing it entirely. When the action is predictable, say a sprinter crossing the finish line, a high jumper clearing the bar, a basketball player taking a free throw, pre-focus on the exact spot where you know the action will peak, and then wait for the athlete to move into that zone. This eliminates the time your autofocus would need to lock on and ensures that your subject is razor sharp at the decisive moment. It is a technique that requires patience and anticipation, but when done right, it is incredibly effective. Not every great sports image has to be an action shot. Close-ups of details can add texture, variety, and storytelling depth to your coverage. A mud-splattered ball after a raining match, the fraying tape of a boxer's gloves, the condensation on a water bottle, or the intricate stitching on a jersey. These are the visual breadcrumbs that make your viewers feel like they were actually there. They also serve as quiet moments between the big plays, adding rhythm to your gallery or video sequence. A well-timed photo with the scoreboard in the background instantly anchors the moment in time. It tells the viewers when in the game it happened and what was at stake. Was that shot taken when the score was tied in the final minute? Or during a blowout where the underdog was maybe making a comeback? Including the scoreboard in big moments, especially game winners, buzzer beaters, or decisive plays, turns your photo into a complete narrative with built-in context. When your main sport takes a break, don't pack away your camera until the next season. Keep your reflexes and instincts sharp by shooting other sports, pickup games, training sessions, or even completely different athletic events. The core skills, the timing, composition, anticipation, they will transfer between sports, and the variety can make you a more adaptable photographer. Plus, shooting something new might spark new creative ideas that you can bring back to your main sport when it finally returns. It's easy to get caught up in the technical side of sports photography. You know, dialing in the settings, chasing deadlines, or competing for the best shot. But remember this, remember why you started: the thrill of being close to the action, the energy of the crowd, and the satisfaction of being able to tell a story that no one else saw. The more you allow yourself to enjoy the process, to appreciate the moments, big and small, the more that joy will show in your work. Great sports photography isn't just about skill, it's about passion, and your audience can feel it when you are truly invested in what you're shooting. 20 tips done and dusted, and you've guessed it, part 1 of 7 is complete. You can jump into any of my other part 1s for more. No prerequisites, no final exam, just a lot of good advice and the occasional bad joke. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.